Howdy, folks, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Oh my goodness, she hasn't been on here but once and never before. And for the first time ever, we're presenting Chloe as my special guest tonight with my co-host Amber Dawn. Thank you both for being here.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Chloe, I've been wanting to get you on for so long, and now here you are. Hopefully we have a good connection. We've been battling this for a while, but you're here tonight. And what are you going to tell us? You got a lot. You've been putting on some shows about crystals and stuff like that. You've been doing a little transformation, as Trina has said to me. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that. Amber, I know you probably can add to some of that when she's talking about, because I'm kind of clueless on that. I just like to listen on that kind of stuff. But you know, where would you like to start, Chloe?
I don't know. So we're just talking about me, like.
Yeah, this is your show tonight. This is all about. Let's talk
about.
It's
crazy that everyone wants to know about me.
Who is Chloe, and what is she doing here?
I'm just sweet. That's what everyone likes me for. Is I'm just a really sweet person.
Yeah.
So with me and Trina, like what I was wanting to get into is I was watching a podcast from somebody. I don't even remember who it was. And they were saying like it's a self-defense mechanism for people to be really nice and to be really giving. And it could not be your true authentic self. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't my case. And so what I'm finding out is that's not my case, which is great. So like that's just how I am. So basically, like, if you are that way and then you end up feeling like negative about it later or feeling like, you know, some type of way about it, they're saying that that's not your true authentic self. So with me, I don't ever feel that way. So it's my true authentic self. She took me on a magical adventure with Brian Barnett. Mm-hmm. And it was really, really good. Like, it's magical because like I got goosebumps just talking about it. Like I got to see him, I got to hug him. It was really good. It was really, really good. He had a message for us too, and I have it written down, but I don't have it in front of me, and I wish I did. And basically, he was saying that we were doing really good, but there was a few things we could like do better on, and that was for all of us to get together, to be the light together, to shine the light together, to help one another, and that we've already won. So that's really good news to hear. And I got my sword. Brian gave me my sword, which was really awesome. Because
nice.
I wasn't expecting that at all. So it was really cool.
I am.
What sword?
It like went inside my body. Like when Trina said she had hers happen that it melted in, mine was nothing like that. Because she's like, get Brian to help you. And like I basically ate this sword, and it like connects to like your spine, and like on the sword it has like all these different details and just like different designs and stuff. And like for me personally, it was like those signs and symbols connected to past lives and like giving me strength. And like so through the whole entire thing, my whole thing that I kept hearing was, you're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. So like all the people from like my past lives, they're there with me, and like their strength is inside the sword, which is now inside me. So that was really a cool message.
And it almost sounds like a chakra type moment, right? Where you're injecting a sword and all of these different symbologies and sigils are activating each chakra.
Yes. It was really cool. And it glows, like your sword glows. So it was really amazing.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Ooh, there we go. I'm trying to come up with a Brian show, because there's a lot of people who don't remember Brian. I mean, or maybe they do. But let's see if I can.
You know what the frustrating part about that?
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead.
The frustrating part about that is he had so many videos with so many guests and all of these wonderful messages, and YouTube took his channel down. So he lost all of that. And that's the frustrating thing, is like now that he has gone into a different dimension, we can't enjoy what he left back for us. I feel like it's a tragedy a little bit, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I go on YouTube all the time, and I actually like look for things with him, and I find shows from like 4 and 5 years ago with other people from like the Soul Tribe members. So there are videos still out there. And like Another message he gave me was like, he's always connected to all of us. Like we can reach him at any time. And it's like everybody all at once. It's so kind of crazy. Because like I had an experience with Michelle and Trina and me all at the same time. And we all connected it that it's Brian. And we were all having that experience at the same time. And it was just crazy.
For all of you that don't know, oh, come on. Don't know who Brian is, here we go.
Howdy, folks. Another day in the Milky Way. Today is Higher Minds Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday thus far. I know here it's been all a dreary day, but we're making the best of it, right? Or at least I am. I know today has been one of those trying days, at least for myself. You know,
it's echoing, Robert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, though it was good.
We just needed to. That's Brian. If anybody doesn't remember who he is, because I know there's a lot of people who never did get to watch him live. I mean, I had just caught on to him. He'd been on to Wayne's show a few times, and I trickled on over and started, and then he kept doing things like, "Hey, anybody want to come on?" And I came on, and the next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, you want to come on and do a show?" And here
I went on there a few times with them too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun fact: he's a Gemini.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah. So Brian was with you on your journey. See, I know he went way too early, and I think he went, and he's helping all of us when we get over there. I really do.
Absolutely. All the time he is. Like, there's certain people that like talk to me about certain things, and we know it's Brian. Like, even you say all the time, Brian helps you. Like, he does. Yep. Like, he's here for us all the time. He is.
When I first started the show, I swear he was sitting there right beside me.
I'm sure he was.
Telling me in my head what to do, because I don't know how I thought of some of the things. He's kind of backed off now and let me do my own thing, and like I've graduated, but every now and then there's something that pops up that says, "Hey, you need to call somebody. You need to get this person on your show. You need to do this. You need to talk about that." Or like a title for a show, I'll sit there being like, and then all of a sudden it'll pop into my head just like that. I have no idea why. So anyway,
I have a sweet story.
Yeah.
So my best friend and Brian passed away in the same year. And I was sitting outside and I was sobbing, just horribly sad. And it was during the day. And I looked over, and two love pigeons, the gray ones, the pigeon doves, the littler ones, there was two of them sitting right next to me on my patio on the little ledge.
That's so cool.
And I was looking at them, and they were kissing. You know how they do when they're mating. They were kissing and loving each other, and it was so obvious to me.
Oh no.
Now it's her. Here we thought we were going to lose you, but yeah. How weird is that? We were all
It's full moon night, isn't it? Isn't it full moon night?
Full moon.
Yeah,
we just all lost each other.
What happened?
And I was talking about that. That is a
confirmation.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
Yeah. It is.
So they were there just loving and saying we're in love. Not together, but we are in love now.
Mm-hmm.
And we all lost each other. That's a
yeah. I couldn't believe that all of a sudden you're like poof, and I thought poor Chloe was going to be the first to go, but oh boy, now you got good connection, and poor I don't know what happened. That was
a chef's kiss. That was a confirmation.
Yeah. Your picture is like crystal clear too. So
it is beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, see the synchronous people have to see this stuff. That's what I keep saying, is a lot of people don't look for it. They refuse to see the signs, the confirmations, they just go through life oblivious to all of that, asking for a sign. I want a sign. I want, you know, they talk to God. You've seen those things, messages. I need a message, and lightning strikes. And he goes, when are you going to send me the message? And the tornado goes by. You know, come on, send me a message. And a deer runs out in front of him. Get out of the way. I'm waiting for my message, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's because like the way society trains us and the way like we've grown up since kids, because like kids are so much closer to having that essence, you know what I mean? Because their innocence hasn't been lost, or like their connection hasn't been lost yet. And as you grow older, you know, people tell you like, that stuff's not real. Those are imaginary friends, but don't talk about that, blah, 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 blah. Like they shut it off. You know what I mean? And like society shuts it off because you're a loon if you see like anything spiritual or talk to anything spiritual or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's just society that does that to people. And another big thing is like people don't, the signs when they come, it's not exactly what they expect it to be. So I think that's why a lot of times they just dismiss it and don't realize that that's what it is. But like the more you pay attention to those things and the more that like you connect with them, like Amber just did with the show, like the more they'll be present and the more they'll come about in your life and the more you'll understand that those things are those connections. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. See, and that's the thing. Lucky Stone has always told me, you'll be able to hear the spirits. You just gotta start listening.
Yeah.
And I've really tried, and sometimes I tell myself I want to hear them, but then I keep thinking deep down inside, am I afraid and I'm not letting myself? And then I want to hear them, but then I'm saying to myself, are you really listening? Are you really taking the time to listen? And I sometimes I just don't take the time. I think that's how a lot of people are. Like you were talking about children. How many times do you act like a kid anymore? Now, the older you get, do you still act silly? Do you do silly things? Do you laugh a lot? Laughter is very important.
All those things are very important. It's very important to connect to your inner child. And that's what, like, actually, when Brian took me on this venture, that's what I was doing, was connecting with my inner child, going to, like, past child wounds and things like that, that could have been a problem that needed to be healed. So your inner child tells you a lot about life. Like it really does, because they have a lot of wisdom, believe it or not.
100%.
Yeah. And Amber, I know you connect with yourself. Your connection is like everywhere. You always tell me that how you can feel other people, you know, and that's the thing. I was doing that for a while, and once I changed my diet a little bit, and I was really focusing. I did it for a while, and I got kind of busy, you know, and it's easier when you got time.
Honestly, I think we all have our own superpowers. And, you know, what works for me and what I'm able to do may not be what other people can do, and vice versa. You know, like I couldn't go and study and read out of books and find chapters that are intriguing to me and do this every night like you do, Robert, right? And, you know, I can't be so grounded like Chloe and be so aware of things and control, you know, like I deal with control issues and you know, being so offended sometimes, and Chloe has always been there for me to help me to rebalance myself. So we all have our own superpower, you know, and try not to force somebody else's superpower on yourself, because maybe that's just not our path.
Well, and I agree with that. See, now I've been looking for my superpower, and this is the hard part, and it's kind of the crazy part. And I'm going to ask you guys the same question about your superpower. Now, here I am looking for my superpower, and one day Trina says to me, "Your superpower is storytelling. You've got it."
Exactly.
I'm like, you know,
exactly.
It's been there in front of me the whole time, and I never recognized it. And that's a very important part. So,
that's what I was going to say. Is your superpower, you don't need to look for it. It's already there. You just need to recognize it. Recognize what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what mine is either. Like, I have no clue. Like, I know I'm a sweet person. I'm a good person. That's like, I'm a nice person. That's about all I know. Is that a superpower? Like I don't really consider it one, but like, I mean, I know like I'm full of all kinds of things, but I'm the same as
I
you,
think
Robert.
your superpower is helping people be happy because you're a sweet person, you know, and helping people be grounded, and you staying grounded and observing and you know, being like a wisdom speaker, you know, which all of us are wisdom speakers, even the people who are watching this video now. We can all speak wisdom, but some of us just have a different way of pulling it in and expressing it.
I'm good with like just connecting with people and seeing things, I guess, more than what normal people would, and maybe connecting to them on a personal basis more than what most probably can.
And once I realized what mine was, now I can focus on it more, and I feel much better about it. Amber, what is your superpower? Have you recognized your superpower?
I think I have a couple superpowers, but sometimes like certain superpowers feel like it's a curse, you know, because the intuition thing, the empathy thing, that can feel really heavy sometimes, and it can be overwhelming. But also a healer. So while I'm learning how to heal myself and all of this overwhelming energy, I learned how to express that to other people and teach them how to, because I've been through it. But I've also done Reiki. I have this energy that comes through my hands, you know, that's a superpower if I choose to use it. But I don't personally haven't gotten to that point where I want to put my hands on people, you know, because most people don't want to be touched, right? And I don't really want to touch everyone either. So that's something that, you know, I'll have to learn to work through. But yeah, I think all of us have a couple different types of superpowers, and those are mine.
So with the touching thing, and this is a really good question, and I'm both of you chime in if you feel this way. Now, I you know, you're talking about people don't like to be touched. People, you know, you're not wanting to touch people. Is that something we've been taught and learned how not to touch people, not to be touched? Because it is important connection with people to connect their power. And we can see that with how the last couple of years back where they said, hey, now instead of even getting close to somebody, you know, stay 6 foot apart.
6 feet, right?
Yeah, you know, so now you're even staying farther apart. You know, don't, you know, make sure you put something between you and them. You know, wear a glove, you know, put a mask on. Yeah, cooties, you know.
I think that has to do with a lot of stuff. I think it does have to do very much with society, and it is very like much taught like to respect people's personal space. And then of course, you know, that came about and everyone's like, don't get near me, stay 6 foot back, and all that craziness, which is a bunch of fear though. You know, it's a bunch of fear trauma, but that's all that is. But a lot of it too is like unconscious things like from childhood or just from growing up or different situations or circumstances that happen to people, because like, unless you really know how like psychology and how the brain works and how it connects with like emotional things, which I'm great at doing that and why is beyond me. You don't comprehend the way that it affects people. And people don't even understand the way it affects them either. You know what I mean? They don't know where those things come from, but it's just like trauma.
And also like this world has gotten so perverted that you don't know how people are going to take you touching them, or, you know, what their motives are, you know?
Right.
And so it's fear, you know, just like Chloe said, like a lot of it is fear, but it's okay to kind of fear that, because not everybody has the best intentions. So you don't just want to be like, hey, can I heal you, help you? And they're like, yeah. Next thing you know, they're trying to get you to do something perverted, you know? So
that does happen a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I've heard many of stories. So
yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we're used to being, you know, at least I was brought up, you know, you meet somebody, you shake their hand, you got to touch them. You know, even before that, you know, hundreds of years ago, you walked up, gave people hugs. You know, it was a big hug. Hey, you know, like those Italians. Wasn't it the Italians? Yeah. And when I was a kid, there was this Italian lady that lived up the road, and she would come up and give you a big hug and kisses on the cheek. And I'm like, what are you doing, lady? My mother don't even hug me and kiss me like that. Jesus Christ, you know?
Which is such a beautiful thing, but it's just this world right now is a little bit of off balance and a little funky. So we have to be careful, you know, but if you meet the right people who are in it for the right reasons, then that's when your work is needed. You know, you just have to be very aware of who you're around.
Discernment for sure. Like definitely go within and ask your own spirit, like for help with that, because you'll definitely be able to know and feel it. Like there's time, like when you're doing that so much, you won't even have to go ask. Like you'll just know. Like, I mean, there's times where like I've seen people like across a crowd and like instantly it just draws me and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them and I'm just like, oh, it's intense. You know what I mean? Like I can feel they're the enemy and I'm just like, oh God, like crazy feeling, you know what I mean? But after a while practicing like all that stuff, it'll just come naturally. It'll just flow right through you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why like we need to go back to basics, like come together. Like Amber was saying with all of our gifts and stuff being different. That's why we need to come together to share those things. Because like all of us together are what makes like the whole. You know what I mean? And like we all need to shine together.
Yes. Earth, air, water, fire. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chloe.
No, but you're good. You're good. Yes, exactly that.
Well, we've lost something in all this, you know, our trying to overthink things and learn things, because like, I mean, you both have animals, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
You got a dog, you know, I got dogs. When a good person comes around, your dog wags his tail. That person doesn't have to touch that dog or do anything. That dog just knows that person has good intentions. If somebody comes around who doesn't have good intentions, that person doesn't have to do or say anything. He just has to be there. And your dog stands up, his hair stands up on the back of his neck. He barks. You're thinking, what's wrong with you? You know, this is, you know,
they have that sense. They're still connected. Like we've lost our connection with like, I mean, we've lost connection with ourselves for one, but like with Earth, with like everything in Earth, like we are all one. And we don't have that connection anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people trying to get back to that connection. That's why it's important to ground. Like even with you, Amber, like when you were talking about how the empath and all that stuff is just like overwhelming at times. And it is. Like I used to feel like I was carrying like the weight of the world on my shoulders. And then one day I was just like given this message and it was just like, you know, it's not your job to help everybody and to heal everybody. I'm just like, what are you talking about here? And it's like, that's not your job. Like, that's why, because like every time I'd help somebody, like something bad would happen, not to them, but to me. And I wasn't understanding. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, what's going on? And it was just like, you're not supposed to be helping everybody. And I'm like, what? Why? Because it's not your job. And I'm like, oh, it hurt my heart. But like, no, I get it now. But it's very important for us to ground because most of that energy is not even your own. And I know with you, like specifically, Amber, it's not your own just because of certain things you told me personally. Like it's not yours. It's like being fed unto you. You know what I mean? So you need to let that out and just ground yourself into Earth, like with your bare feet on the ground. And like some people, when they like I said, like practicing, when you get to that level, you can just walk around and it just automatically grounds you. But for people that aren't at that level, which is me, I'm not at that level. You have to take time to like put your intent into grounding into the earth and putting that negative energy back in and letting it flow back in as positive energy. You know what I mean? And Robert, like you can spend like 10 minutes a day. Like it's important to spend at least 10 minutes a day, like personal time to do those kind of things to like help your soul and to help yourself, like enhance and go further into like spirituality.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree. Yeah. Cause a lot of time, and I've been saying that, you know, for a while there at my end of my shows, I've been saying, you know, go out, meet your neighbor, say hi, do something nice for somebody. But then I realized that, hey, you don't do something nice for yourself once in a while, you're neglecting yourself. And that it's not to be selfish, like, oh, I need to go out and buy something new to make myself happy. No, take a few minutes, rest, relax, and do some meditation for yourself. Soak your feet, maybe. I don't know, whatever makes you happy and gratify yourself a little bit.
That's the most important thing to always do is yourself first. And that's not selfish at all because you can't be whole or complete or help anyone unless you help yourself first. Like how good is it going to be if someone who's broken inside is trying to go help all these people with stuff when they're broken and they're giving wrong advice, broken advice. Like that's how like the negative grows. Is it like starts with one person, and because of that person, because they don't heal themselves, everybody they meet after that, they push that negativity on, and it just continues into a vicious cycle. So it's very, very, very important to start with yourself. Yourself is the most important being. Start with yourself, and then when you feel like you're at that point, you can help give to others.
Yeah.
I mean that works too, because if you how do I want to say this? If you don't gratify yourself and take care of yourself, your body will recognize it. You know, we always talk about chakras, and
you know what happens is you'll start to get physically ill.
Yes.
You'll become sick. Like you can come to the point where you're almost dead. Like
that happens to me so bad. If I get super, if I get
that's
super
like spirit,
imbalanced,
you know
I'm just like,
you're ignoring it. You're gonna get sick. That's like, hey, stop, slow down, take care of you, take care of you, take care of you. If you don't, it's gonna make you. It's gonna stop you right in your tracks.
Yeah, it'll make you. So, what are some of the things that you two like to do to heal yourself? You know, maybe somebody will get something out of that. You know, what do you two do to gratify yourself?
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? It don't matter.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I work out. I do yoga. Any kind of working out is great. The other day I went out in the yard and I just started hoeing all the weeds, something that has to do with outside, getting in the sun, working in the dirt, feeling the dirt. Obviously like salt baths, meditation, things like that. Speaking to good friends, you know, it's just all of that. That helps me.
I agree with all those things. So like, I like to go for nature walks, go outside, get connected, like Mother Earth or whatever. And when I don't know, I just noticed like when I do that, it just makes me feel so much better. Like everything that was wrong without me even thinking about it, it's just like it goes through my system throughout these walks. And at the end of it, it just like clears it. And it's so much better and beautiful and nice. And I don't know, just for me, like outdoor, like connecting outdoor really helps, like taking that time to be by yourself. And in a way that's like a meditation thing to me as well, is like doing it outside. The meditation is also really good. Talking to people, like Amber said, was really good. Doing one of the things like I do with Trina, which, you know, is also another good way. Cause like during that, we went to a healing chamber and Angel Michael was there. And like, we did like a body scan to see if there was like anything that was there that I needed to go over or look over or things like that. But you can do those things by yourself, actually. I know there's a lot of meditations online because I used to do those by myself all the time. So I have like a whole like etheric realm like place that's like full. What it is what it's always been. Like I have a like meadow, I have this Pegasus, like, you know what I mean? Like I have a place there. So you can do those things yourself. But even just talking to someone to see like, you know, that you really like trust like their opinions on things and things like that, like that'll all help ground yourself.
Yep.
Nice.
What about you, Robert?
Yeah, being a guy, I do a little bit different stuff in a way. Not much into the yoga thing, you know. I should, because I need to stretch more. But anyway, I like I would say my favorite things to just do something good for me is I always love my shower, my nice hot shower in the morning. It gets me going every day. I do that. If I don't do that, my whole day just doesn't seem the same.
You know, that's very meditative. It could be, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
You know what else? Washing your hands. If you don't have time for a shower, wash your hands and your feet if you're stressed out.
Feet, yeah. But then my next part would be like, I like to take my chair, pop it in front of the house, put the phone away, and just sit out in the front yard and watch the nature. Just enjoy the world. Just sit there in the chair and watch the world go by and listen to the birds, watch my chickens and my dogs run around, and, you know, and just be quiet. Think about times gone by, adventures I had, you know, good times, things like that. Just sit there and think of the past and all the good things that happened to me. And that I just love doing. I'm excited when I get home from work and it's a nice day that I can just do that.
Yeah.
That's the best.
And that's the commonality between all three of us is nature.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people forget that, especially people who live in the city. I mean, actually, a lot of people, because I watched like neighbors here and there, you know, places I've been, and I swear they never go outside. They come home, they get out of their vehicle, and they right in the house they go, and they never come out.
And some people are totally fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Going outside is important, though. Like it is so important. Like we are part of outside. Like that's what's wrong with like people being inside and being trapped is they're not getting like the sunlight. The sunlight gives us so much. It's unreal. Like seriously, there's so much going on through the sunlight and us being outside. Like we need to embrace that.
And also the boxes that we're in with those sharp edges that our houses, the sharp edges, that breaks apart your energy. So that makes things chaotic too.
Well, you know, the thing is, you brought something good about the houses. Houses from years ago, or hundreds of years ago, I should say. I mean, if you look back, they had special places. Yeah, the roofs were, you know, cathedral style domes. They had, you know, rounded fronts. They had pillars and all kinds of cool things. I mean, you go in some of those places and there's echoes in there. And I mean, it just makes you feel special, makes you feel like
the energy they hold, the frequency. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes. And it makes you think, yeah, you know, maybe these people did go back to a grass hut or something or whatever they had, you know, little log cabin, but they went, you know, to these grand places where they would gain the energy. I don't know. I can't put that. I didn't live back in those days, but I'm saying is that I think there's something to that. I think there.
Most definitely there is. It's like it's frequency. Like in a cathedral, like, you know, usually at the top, like the way it's shaped is to bring in a certain frequency, and they all have those stained glass windows for a reason. The way the sun shines, that's all for a reason. That's all to hit like different frequencies in different parts of you. Now we don't have that no more. So they're trying to shut like all that stuff down. You know what I mean?
Totally. Just like they're doing the whole frequency test through the phones on the 4th, right?
Right.
But before we move on, I just wanted to also mention with the conversation is that's what a lot of people believe the pyramids were for. They were actually chambers to meditate, and they were on ley lines. And so you would get this, you would help the universe, even the universe helping you. You're a channel. Yeah, and they would chant in the pyramids.
Right. And the sound would just swarm all around it. Like that's how they use like frequency to raise things and to lift things, and the same thing. Like, very awesome. That's very like grounding cool. And like amazing. Amazing for the soul.
I wish they didn't take that away from us, because how beautiful would that be to be able to experience that every day.
Well, here I will share some of this, and look. These are European cities. You know, here you're talking about the domes, the towers, the colors. Now here you go. Look at the colors. Look at red roofs. Houses are different colors. They're not just all like today. You go to a neighborhood, you got 3 colors to choose from. You know, they're different colors. Even look at this. Even though they have they're all different colors. Each one. They're grand. Some of them have pointy roofs. Some of them have one where, I mean, it's just beautiful. No wonder why these people go to these places. I mean, even when you walk out your house, look, you got domed windows, you know, I mean, and then in the background, you got the giant dome and the cathedral and the material
that they're made out of
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of iron there. There's a lot of gold there in certain areas, you know.
Well, they use things like granite and marble, you know,
Things
which
of
you
nature
know,
instead of synthetic things.
yeah, the granite
Yeah.
is crystal. Granite
Right.
it conducts energy. I don't know about marble, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
You know, and then here you look at some of our modern day cities, and this I think is look at the buildings of
It's
today.
so much uglier. It's
Yeah.
just so square and just
Yeah.
bland.
They're bland. Yeah, just bland cities compared to this. This compared to that, just I mean, look at this here. Look at that giant
Wow.
buildings, but the roofs they're all different and
Pointed. They're pointed.
pointy. Like this here, this green, that's a copper roof. They made the
Wow.
roof out of copper
Ah.
here.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
And I can't
Yeah.
zoom in, but this statue here, see the color of it? That's got to
Yeah,
be a
with
copper coating
Right.
on it to turn it that color. But yeah, just fascinating the
They
way.
used to build things there was a purpose. And
Yeah.
now it's more of just let's cut down the rainforest and build houses, you know. It's like
Yeah.
Right.
but
Yeah.
back then they used minerals like mercury. They would put mercury underneath these castles, and all these castles had all this different like points and different things like copper and all this different stuff, I keep wanting to say fabric, but metals. And the mercury underneath it helped to conduct energy, so they didn't
Right.
need to pull from the earth. It was all from the atmospheres where they got their energy from.
And we can do that now, but of course
Yes.
they're not going to let that happen because then, you know, there's no money into it. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, all these pictures remind me of like Tartaria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I could see that how Tartaria would look very similar.
Yeah. Whereas, see, when you look at some of these, it's just the vibrance of being there. You know, it just
Yeah.
makes
they're amazing.
you know amazing. Yeah,
But
exactly.
they were
Whereas-
built that way on purpose. Like, you know that? Like, all those were built that way to hone in those frequencies and to hold all that. Like, that's how they were made because it was about the betterment of people back then. These days, like, none of that exists anymore. It's like all about making you ill and holding you down and how much money can you spend on this that's going to mask your stuff and not even take care of it. You know what I mean? So you're still sick and
yeah, they build buildings with almost no windows or windows you can't even open. Houses
yeah,
nowadays,
how crazy is that? Why would you want a window you can't open?
yeah. You know, years ago when you built the house in a certain direction so that the
Right.
wind, you could open the windows and the wind would blow through as a natural air vent, you know,
Right.
circulating the air naturally. And today we just build them any old way and say, well, just put an air conditioner in it. You never even have to open. So why bother putting a window in? You know, and I bet you someday there won't be windows in the new buildings.
That would
It
be
will just
awful.
they'll just have
Awful.
they'll
Oh my
have
God.
big TV screens there with a picture that looks like it's outside.
Isn't that sad? Jesus.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think
you're right.
most of the people watching this video right now would say ex-nay to the note, no way. You know, like it's like no, like there. I think we would really, literally, I think we would go crazy if we had
absolutely.
to. Yeah.
But
Living.
it's not what we want. It's what the producers want to sell, you know, because if you could sell that to a corporation and say, listen, buddy, we'll sell you all these giant TVs. They're really cheap from China. And then you can cut out all the windows and which are expensive and you don't have to wash them or wax them or clean them anymore. And then your building will be so much more fuel efficient because you're not heating the outside through the loss of the windows. They'll probably sit there and go, well, that makes good sense economically, or we're going to do it because we don't care what people think. We only care about moolah.
Right.
My thoughts, though.
I think my thought on that is we need to stand up for crap because, like, we are the people. Like, we don't work for them; they work for us.
Yeah,
and like we need to come together and make a stand on what needs to be happening here because it's enough downfall for people. Like that, it's been enough of that a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up to us to make it better for ourselves.
It is. And the first word you got to say, no.
Right.
Because people just go, yeah, and they agree. They never speak up. Anyway, Chloe, why don't you tell us a little bit about your crystals? You've been doing some videos about crystals.
I wish I could have done the stream in there. So I wanted y'all to see the crystals.
The crystal
I have
tree.
so many.
Yeah.
She has a lot.
I do. I probably have at least 1,000, I would say.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I so wanted you to do like the first stream in there too. That's so sad. Hey, so a surprise for you too. So I know you're in Hawkeye's like 100 shows coming up here soon. So I'm going to donate, like I'll send it myself shipping, a crystal feather for that day. Whenever he gives away something for your 100 show, I'm going to give away a crystal feather.
Oh,
that sounds beautiful.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell Hawkeye, he'd be happy. And then somebody else out there will be even happier. But yeah. 100 shows coming up. And so now, are you selling crystals, or are you just collecting?
Crystals. I do sell crystals, but I don't have a website. So like basically, I know that's what makes it like a bummer. So basically what I do is I connect through people on Messenger. Like I do videos, but like I have my own YouTube channel, which there ain't really much content on there. So it's not really like a content channel. It's just like if I'm bored, I like get on there and show y'all little things or dragonflies that come to me or different little things like that. But every time
What's
I
your
get I do an unboxing.
What's your YouTube channel, Chloe?
I don't even know what it is, Amber. How crazy is that? I don't know.
What the
I
F?
seriously don't. Because I didn't name it. It like named itself. You know what I mean?
Shoot, I was just going to try to look it up too, but
I know.
Okay, well,
I don't
when
know.
you figure it out, we'll get it.
Yeah, I'll let y'all know. Y'all can put it in there. Y'all can link it in.
I know I watched it, but it only comes up when I would watch it. So I don't know where it is.
So like every time I get new crystals, I do unboxings. And like I post videos and I show like all the crystals up close and blah, 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 blah. So that way people know what I have. But people can also email me and then like just tell me what you're looking for. And I can do videos or pictures of everything I have, tell you how much they are. My crystals are super cheap too. Like they're very high quality. They're very good quality. Truth Seeker, she buys a lot of them. She actually bought a package today. She buys something like every week. And she's like, I am so shocked of like how good quality your crystals are. And like, I don't really make much profit off of them. I do, but it's not like a lot at all. Just because like everybody should be able to own crystals. You know what I mean? Like people charge, like I see people pay like $5 for something and turn around and sell it for $70. And that just like flabbergasts me. Like,
yeah,
I promise you're not going to find them cheaper than where you were getting them from me. Like guarantee you that, because there's just no way. No.
And you have dream catchers too, right?
Yeah,
I
say
have that out loud because I want one.
Stuff, like everything, like tumbles, chips, towers, spears,
so
many
things,
raw pieces, beads, jewelry, like everything you can think of under the sun. Really.
Oh, I know. You showed me, and oh my God, I was like, I had no idea, Chloe. Like she's seriously is a crystal shop. She really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't find. I'm looking. I'm still looking. But anyway, if I find it,
like, I don't even know what it is myself. Actually, I can probably look it up on my phone real quick. Let me see.
But what about Facebook? You have Facebook, so Messenger.
Yeah, I do have Facebook. So a lot of people get a hold of me through Messenger, and that's usually how I sell my crystals. Like, there's a lot of Facebook groups too that they're like people that are in search of. So I go on there, and that's how I find most of my people is like I have to make posts on there and hope to God they pick mine over everybody else's. But I don't know. I've been thinking of like getting a website, but I'm just not sure if that's what I want to do or not. Like because it's
kind of frustrating with making a website. I've tried. It's can be a little frustrating. Especially with the payment part, because PayPal wants you to basically say you're in a certain tax bracket that you're not in. So like, yeah, I make $10,000 a month. When you don't make anywhere near that. And it's like, well, why would I say I make that much when I don't? And that's the lowest tax bracket they have. So it can be a little frustrating, but There's ways you and what's your Facebook name so people can find you?
Chloe. So this is what my
It's simple.
YouTube says.
Chloe.
It says Chloe at Chloe-FK1TI, which is really weird.
That's a lot.
That's not a lot. Chloe-FK1TI.
Chloe-FK1TI.
There you go. Got it. I'll send Robert a link and then he can put it, like, post it in there later down in the description. Because, like, there are videos of just like me doing unboxings and just like showing y'all around the crystal warehouse, which it changes like all the time because I always get stuff. But like I have tons of stuff.
Yeah, beautiful stuff, like gorgeous.
Yeah. I found it. I found it. Yes, I did.
See, it's not
there
hard.
we go. There we go. See, you know, I'm like a super rocket scientist genius without the paperwork. See,
there's your gift.
Yeah, my
there you
house.
go.
Yeah.
So go over there and where's the treehouse?
Well, if you go to videos, probably, because those are all my shorts.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, see, yeah, there's all my unboxings where it shows like little crystals. It shows like, yeah, those are different cabs and things. That's Lumiere, which is like Lumerian stone.
Oh,
really cool. Yeah.
Now, did you find any of these, or did you buy them all?
There are like, so I buy all those really pretty looking ones, but there's a lot of them that I find, yeah, like around here, but like I don't sell them. Like I would give them away to people if they wanted them, but I don't sell those. So most of all my crystal ones are up top because that's something new. Like my channel's really doesn't have content, but like for crystals, probably like from there up, it's all crystal related.
Yeah, so. You got quite a few of them on there. Like I said, just unboxing and things like that. Like so, I've watched some of them, the unboxings and stuff. But yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Keeping us in the loop anyway. So nice. Thank you. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description below in case they want to get a hold of you. And they can get on there. I'm sure you got on the about stuff. You should put where it says about, then you should put your email address. And
I did on some of them, like all the description, my email address is in there, which is
no, I mean on your when it says home video shorts playlist community channels about, when you get to the about part, you need to put you got description, peace, love, and light. But
yeah, I need to put my email.
You can put you have crystals, and this is how to get a hold of you, and your email address, or tell more about that. That's what I would do if you want to. And so it's just an idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, because how else is anybody gonna know what I have? Like I know
exactly.
I didn't know you had got it. Like so, I'm a member of Square, and you can do like websites on there, which I have it all set up. The only thing I don't have set up is like the actual items, because you have to put a picture and a description of each item. You know how long it's gonna take?
Like 2,000 items later, you're like, my finger doesn't work.
It's gonna take months.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
It does.
Yeah, I see that.
I see messenger through email, because like then I can just like send you photos, videos, things like that.
So, okay, with all those crystals, what do you use your crystals for, and what?
You know why I like crystals more than anything? And I know this is kind of stupid, but I don't care, because they're beautiful. Like they do hold like a lot of frequency and energies, and you can program them to do different things, and a lot of them have like certain qualities already about them. Like, I mean, help depression. They can help you with like all kinds of illnesses, mental, physical, like whatever illnesses, and then like they harness energy. Like you can program all of them to how like hold certain energies and things like that. Like I've programmed a few for like Truth Seeker. I gave her son this little dragon, and it's like a lucky dragon. So I programmed it to be like luck. And I programmed her a little heart that she had put on like a chain. And she's like, Chloe, I feel that thing. When I wear that thing is powerful. Like I like programmed my love into it for her, because she was the first one that bought anything from the Soul Tribe. So I gave her that as a gift.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
That's wonderful.
For all kinds of things, but I just think they're pretty and sparkly because I'm a girl and I like pretty sparkly things.
Yeah.
And they're all just beautiful. Like, and they're all so different. And I like that.
That is good. That's what it's all about. It doesn't matter, sometimes what they're for or how they look. It's what you feel about them. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter if somebody else goes, that's an ugly one. It's I like it. It's beautiful to me.
There's no such thing as ugly crystals.
Right. Yeah, there's not.
They are beautiful. Crystals, no matter what. Even the little ones. I got some sitting on my desk here that I usually
most people use them for like healing or energy purposes. You know what I mean? Not just to like look pretty. I mean, sometimes I use them for that. It just depends if I feel like I need to use them for that. But I like
sometimes just being surrounded by all of them, even if you're not intentionally wanting them to heal you, you don't have to do any kind of, I mean, obviously setting intentions and crystals like you do for people is very powerful, but you don't always have to do that. Like if you're just surrounded by them, hey, thank you. Just smudge your room once in a while and cleanse them out. I do
that. There's actually a smudge stick out there. So
yeah.
I know I keep one on my desk, here with me. And here it's right here. I keep that on my desk all the time. And just because it's a pretty color. I mean, look at this. This is, if you get to see that, it really isn't much.
Is that an amethyst?
Yeah, yes, it is. It's just
looks like it has citrine in it too, almost.
It's just like the way the amethyst is the color, like it's dark at the bottom and it's lighter on top. Because like amethyst can get like an iron in it. That's what that is. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
Amethyst. Did you know that? Amethyst. There's like black amethyst and pink amethyst and all kinds.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that. I got this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The purple.
I'm wearing an amethyst. My friend just bought me this amethyst from Virginia when they went on their little trip to learn about presidents.
That's cool. I actually have one very similar to that.
Little moon.
Cool. Yeah.
With a tree on it, the tree of life.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
I love gifts like that. I'm like, heck yeah, man.
Yeah, and sometimes that means more to people than, some big giant behemoth thing,
like a car or something.
Yeah, like I got your car. Yeah, I mean,
actually, Chloe, I think she would love to have a car for a gift right now. Let's all manifest Chloe.
I need one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Good segue. Let's all manifest Chloe sitting in a new car and being so happy. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amber.
You're welcome.
You need a car. I do. Yeah, because you work all the time, so you got to get to work.
I work hard all the time.
Yeah, I work hard for the money. So hard for the money.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. It's been and that's the thing too. We should be able to manifest and send energy, and but a lot of people don't think about that. Like, you want a car, but you got to remember, you got to do some work towards it. I mean, I know you work hard towards it, but there's more to it.
But what you're saying, mentally manifest that crap. See yourself, envision yourself, feel it. That's how manifesting actually works. I used to be a great manifester. It'd be amazing. I'd be like, yo, watch this, and bam, it'd pop up. But I don't know why I have let that slide off, but I'm trying to get myself back into that. So there's this lady, I don't know if her name was Helen or Helene or something. She's the contest queen. Y'all heard of her? She's won every contest she's ever entered. There's over 2,000 contests. She's a little old lady. And she wrote some books, and she gives you step by step what she does. And I'm so following that right now majorly, because I'm you know what? I want to be this woman over here. And I'm all about it. Look at Miss Pearl. Miss Pearl's been 4 months since she left her dude, and she has everything in the world, and she has a beautiful place.
Yeah,
she actually moved in today, so it'll be her first night there. That's so exciting for her. She didn't pay for none of it. How amazing is that?
Yeah,
that
see, the universe
manifestation at its best. I don't know what is. That woman is some powerful woman right there. Like,
yes,
serious.
and she had a lot of us who love her like visualizing it too. So, you know, like the more of us that get on board with helping people, the better, you know. That's why they say, I'm going to pray for you. Well, praying is very similar to visualizing things, except for you're not asking for it. You're visualizing it already happening.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, that's one of the things that that woman talks about, actually, is if you can get your friends and family to join in and to like saying, oh yeah, this person drives a brand new car, like she, you know, I was seeing her the other day and blah blah, that helps, because the more people that do it, the more powerful it is to the message out to the universe. And like, you know, a lot of people pray wrong. Like, you don't pray for what you don't have. Like, oh, I really want this, like I don't have blah blah blah. Like, that's negative. That's bringing more negative. Right.
The want,
you gotta pray with gratitude for the exactly. And you don't want to bring lack, you want to bring abundance.
You want to bring, I already have.
Right. With gratitude of already having what you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's 101.
Well, and that's all absolutely true. And I think you're right. People, a lot of people started out going to church and stuff. They were taught to pray, and then they confused that with the manifesting. And like you said, the praying is different, a little different. And they want to pray to something, to get something, and then it gets confusing, because it's like, what do I want? What am I trying to? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm setting it off, and I ain't getting nothing.
You should never ask for something if you don't know what it is you want. You need to know with like a shadow of doubt what you want, like know every detail about it before you even begin to try to manifest it at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or
like, the more detailed and everything it is, the more like the universe can bring it to you the way you want. Because you know, when people ask for things, they get it and it's nothing what they wanted, and they wonder why. It's because they didn't have all those little things there. You know what I mean? They just had a, like, I want a car. Well, what if I get a car and it breaks down tomorrow? You know what I mean?
That
like,
would be horrible.
That can happen.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff happens. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to like detail all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that's manifesting bad stuff. There are people, I've met people like that. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, if I get this, that could happen, and then this would happen, and then that, you know, and it's like, wow, your life sucks.
Right. Absolutely.
That's one of many of the tricks, is not wondering how you're going to get it. Because once you start saying, how am I going to get this? I can't do that. Well, what if this
happens? How doesn't mean that's be there?
If you just, feel it as if it's already there. And it like, what would it feel like to have this? What would it feel like what would it feel like in the end? That's the feeling you want to hold on to. Don't care about, the universe works in mysterious ways. Don't care about how it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Just feel that it's already happened.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look at Miss Pearl. She was talking about, she left with $2 in her pocket. And look what this woman's obtained in 4 months' time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm so happy for her.
Amazing.
I'm so I was talking to her earlier or yesterday. Oh my God. Yeah, she deserves it. I'm so happy for her and her boy, Jeremiah, for sure.
Yeah, she was in such a miserable place. You know,
it was awful. Like, I used to like so feel that, man. Like, oh, I did with her, like more than she knows, but like more than she probably knows. Like, she messages me all the time. She messaged me today too, you know, but like, I am so happy for her, because just to be able to get up and leave and stay away, that was the hardest thing she ever did right there. And I was so scared she'd go back. I'm just like, don't go back. Don't go back. And like, look what she has, because she didn't go back. It was so amazing.
She's free.
I'm so happy for her too.
I told her, you're free. You're free.
I know. That's what I say. You're free.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I know I heard it. You know, she was on my show quite a few times there, and she would tell me, and I was like, oh, I felt so bad, you know, and when she says, I'm getting out, then she'd come back, and I'm like, you left for like a day. I packed myself, I left, and then now she's back.
It's hard, like, Robert. It's hard, especially because like the way it like messes with your mind and your mindset. It like it like belittles you so much that like their abuse to you seems like that's like a prize.
Real. It seems like fact.
It's crazy how it works. It's so insane how it works. Like it actually literally does change the structure of your actual brain.
Yeah, it does.
That's how bad it is.
It does. It does.
But I don't think, and I don't know if it's appropriate to be talking about Delaney, but maybe she would like this.
Well, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about she's a great manifester. Like, holy moly!
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, Delaney, she's always had a goal and she has always had a focus. I think it's just timing. And I think she finally found the right time where she knew, okay, if I fucking get out of this right now, I'm good. And she did. And she's Delaney, I know you're going to be watching this. You're good now. We're so happy for you. Like,
we are.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You're a great example.
She's a lioness. I told her that yesterday. I said, a lioness has gotten
me,
her rest.
Like, I love her. She's funny. She cracks me up. Like, she's my kind of woman. I love her to death.
She's a wonderful lady. For sure.
She is.
Yep, for sure. Can't wait to get her back on. You know, with
She'll
all this
moving. She's been saying she's going to do lots and lots of streams.
So, she's going to have more time now. She's going to have her own
that'll make her so happy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I can't wait. Anyway, we should wrap this up. It's been an hour. And I want to thank you both for coming on, Chloe. Your big debut here on the Milky Way Soul Tribe. Woo-hoo!
Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you for having me, Robert. I appreciate it. Thank you, Amber, for coming on with me. I appreciate it too.
It's been great. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Chloe. Now, remember, everybody, you might have learned something out of all this. Go out there, do something nice for somebody else, but do something nice for yourself, because then the cup will spill on over. And remember, because the most important thing is be the frequency you want to receive, everyone. Love you all. Peace, everybody.